Ah, the lovely sound of nature and the crank chaining. After a small break, I'm back. Thought I might take my GoPro with me to show you guys a bit and talk also about some of the upgrades I made on the track Marlin and some of my thoughts after having the track for about 2 months. It has been raining so much lately here, so there's a lot of mud everywhere basically, which brings me to the first upgrade, the front tire. Reason I only bought one tire at a time was because I wanted to check it first, and let me just show you guys. So I got the Maxxis Forecaster. They are tubeless ready and they have an XEO protection sidewall, and it's a 2.2 inch width. So ideally I would run these tubeless. I haven't done the conversion yet. The Maxxis Forecasters are already a big upgrade. They're definitely not your enduro or all mountain tires, but I think this is the best you can get for this type of bike with the limit of a 2.2 inch width. Then yeah, I got some click pedals. A bit more about the bike itself. I think the main problem with this sort of bike is that you hit its limit very quickly. And by that I mean that the two major components, which are the front fork and the drivetrain, will probably be upgraded very soon if you tend on to use the bike a lot. For example, the front fork, the precision is very low. Of course you cannot expect much out of it, but just for example now I'm riding on a small single track with some roots, some obstructions, and I can't really feel the front fork doing anything, in the sense of if I lock the fork out, there is not much difference. I think there is no difference at all. The only time the fork acts and gets a bit of travel done is when there are some real bigger drops or some heavier pressure that is put on the fork. So that is one of my first complaints. This being a hardtail, of course, giving me a lot of shocks and well, some back pain at the end of the ride. Secondly, the drivetrain. It's very noisy, as you can maybe hear. Of course, it's wet conditions, so the chain and etc. is very dirty, but still a lot of squeaky noises. The chain gets off the chainring a lot. I'm not really a fan of the 2x8 combo, because of course there are 16 possibilities, 16 different gears you can have, but the fact that there are so many and you have to handle them with 2 levers is often quite annoying when you're riding and you just don't want to think about, okay, what gear am I in? Do I have to press left or right? And often when I'm in the biggest gear in the front and there is a steep uphill section coming up, I just lose a lot of time by having to change the gear up front. I was wondering if any of you guys, the viewers, had how you guys deal with cleaning your bike after a muddy ride or just in the winter time? Do you guys clean it off with just some regular soap? How do you guys clean your chain afterwards? I'm looking for some inspiration, and yeah, because this chain definitely needs some cleaning to be done too, because the bike is changing gears itself right now most of the time, and always not changing gears when I press the lever down. I am, however, happy about the brakes. They are still holding up fine. Of course, this is not the area to really test them, but the downhill sections I have done, downhill, they seem to be working well, and not too much squishiness going on. So yeah, happy about those. Seems like I found a single track which is still kind of clean. So yeah, basically the main reason I got this bike was to get myself back into mountain biking, with in the back of my mind soon upgrade to come. But that's exactly the problem with these type of bikes. They're pretty cheap when you buy them. They get advertised as a beginner mountain bike, so you would expect it to be able to handle at least some single trails for a couple decent amount of time. Well, you might be wrong. I've had the bike now for 2.5 months, maybe 350 kilometers, and I would be lying if I would tell you I'm not daily looking for searching the internet for a bigger bike. So in conclusion, if you have in mind to buy a mountain bike and you're kind of hesitating if you will proceed doing it for a longer amount of time, and but you're still positive about the fact that you will continue doing it, I suggest at least saving up for a type of mountain bike with an air fork, one chainring in the front, because after 2 months and the fact that I do intend to continue mountain biking, I definitely want to change already these types of components. And yes, I see people changing them on the Marlin 6, but the front air fork would set me back more or less 200-300 euros. And then if I want to change the group set, well, that's 200-300 euros more, which gives me a total of 600 euros. Ta-da! That's the total price of the bike. So yeah, okay, just enjoying these single trails here. Woo! Never come here before. One thing it does well is climb, even if it's not very light. I think it's a very well climber. I might have to come here more often. Whoops! Let's see. Oh, looks like another single trail, which I haven't discovered yet. Seems like no one has discovered it yet. Okay, let's go back. It is Sunday, so there are some more people going for walks than usual. But today was the only day in the week that it isn't raining, so I had to take the opportunity to come and explore some new trails. Liking this section. Whoops! Need to carry a bit more speed there. Also, one thing I forgot to add, which I found out after a couple months of mountain bike riding, is the advantage of a dropper post. In the beginning I left my seat at the height that was, well, the most efficient for me. Then I transitioned to lowering it every time I was at the top, but each time declipsing and changing the saddle height can get very annoying. So but the advantage of lowering your saddle while going down is such a big deal. So much more control of your bike, and yeah. And the problem is that if I would want to install a dropper post on this Trek Marlin 6, there you go. It well, there is no in-frame routing made for a dropper post, so I would need an external cable dropper post, which isn't very pleasing to the eye, even if that's just a minor disadvantage, but it's quite expensive. The sport is very addictive, and you can only find it out when you start your ride. And then the more you ride, the better you will get. The better you will get, the better bike you will need or want. Seems that my GoPro battery is running out again. The battery isn't really liking cold weather, even though it's pretty well, it's not too cold now. I mean, the feeling isn't too cold. So yeah, I'm gonna finish up. Just gonna do these single trails again, because I quite like them, and it seems like there were a couple of them I haven't tried yet, like this one. Anyway, even with all these small complaints, I still enjoy riding, and I'm happy to have a mountain bike and some trails nearby to ride. So let's keep it positive, guys. Stay safe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Just wondering, how in the hell would you be able to take this drop? You would lose so much speed going up, probably be stuck here, and then there was a gap of at least 3 meters, and then a big tree laying down. So I don't know. Of course there's probably been messed up, but definitely not doing this one. I think no one is doing that one. Maybe for you, Hugo, with the Stevens. Next time we will come here and I will see what you can do.